Hello, welcome back to Sabretooth at Nethemba, where we care about your security. It's Try Hack Me Tuesday. In fact, it is Tuesday that I'm recording this, and as you can see from the bottom corner, right corner, it's 7:32 a.m. Okay, so last night, I got a message from Rick basically saying, I've got a challenge box for you, and I tried it, and the box wouldn't even start, so I just abandoned the recording and decided to leave it till this morning. I did end up changing my Try Hack Me IP address because I wanted to see whether it was the network I was on. So that means my IP has changed again. So let's see. I mean, what's my IP this time? Oh, it's back to 10.14.102.67. That's the cool. Okay, back to that. I was actually preparing the other one. I might change back again. Anyway, we're going to go learn, and I'll tell you what the challenge is once we're starting, just to make sure the thing starts up first. We are looking for Jurassic Park. Not a fan of the movies, not even the originals. I'll be honest. This is hard. Wow, 90 minutes. Okay, so I mean that's not looking great. Oh well, we'll join the room. We got this far, but we got to this and then we had a parse error. Oh, we never got that far. Cool, it's working today. Brilliant. There we go. So, let me go through what this challenge is. All I've been told here, let me get my phone, is 1 second. There we go. So, the only challenge this time, there's no time limit, but you need to do something manually, which you would normally use. How's it worded? You need to do something manually, which you would normally use automation. So, something which I normally automate, I need to do manually. I could do a manual port scan. I could even write a Python script to scan every port. I don't think that's what he had in mind. Okay, medium to hard task will require you to enumerate the web application, get credentials to the server, and find 4 flags hidden around the file system. Okay, so we're done with Chronos. We're not doing that. We're in here. We go to hard and add subnode, and we are Jurassic Park. In that case, we will make directory boxes. Let's make dir, and then we're going to cd into brilliant. Clear that. Do some of that. Nmap. We're going to do T5 flag. We're going to do all things, and then IP address here. Okay, 10.10.1.124. So this is my newer Nmap flag. I only kind of started using this one on the previous box. T5 is very noisy but extra fast. The A flag there tries all kinds of scripts and version detection, enumeration, and so on. Of course, the P flag there is all ports, and then we have the IP address. So I'm not going to automate. I'm not going to automate the port scan. Okay, we've got Linux. We've got port 80, and it says Jurassic Park with an A. That's quite nice. So we've already got a typo, unless that's deliberate. Okay. So I guess we're going to go port 80 then. 10.10.1.124. Welcome to Jurassic Park. Lovely stuff. Tickets cost 100,000 per person. Use our online shop. So we've got an online shop here. Fine. what we're going to do before we go to the shop is robots.text. Nice, that's exactly what I wanted. And well, let's do a, hang on, that could have been a flag, right? We're after 4 flags, so I really can't just discount that as being nonsense. But you think they'd be called like flag 1, flag 2, flag 3, or whatever, flag 4. Okay, let's do a go buster on here as well. Yeah, I can just do that and then put in go buster and it will find, you know, what I last did on Kronos. That probably wasn't the best one to find, but at least it's most of the at least it's most of what I need. Then the word list, we can go discovery, web, content, and then we'll try the raft list. I think we'll try the, I can't remember what it is. Raft what? Raft, oh, large directories, lowercase, with 100 threads. 100 threads. Okay, so this will be done in no time. There's assets, there's delete. That's interesting. So I normally don't wait for these, but because it's got 100 threads, it's running lightning quick. Lightning quick. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do, now that I have that, is go to directory list lowercase big. Okay, and again we've got assets and delete. Just see if this gets any others. So I'm not going to wait for this one. GoBuster shows that delete exists. Okay. Obviously we're going to try this first. New previous for Ubuntu. You mean Ubuntu, right? Change my SQL password on main system. Huh. Okay. Going here, shows. Okay. So it looks like we'll save that for later. We've got some sort of Ubuntu Privesc or something like that about MySQL. So we'll think about that for later. I guess we are going to the online shop. Shop.php. Okay. If you look in the bottom left here, in fact you'll see it here, we've got ID1, ID2, and so on. So it's got ID1, excuse me, 1, 2, and 3. For the 3 items, the shop has ID parameter for the 3 items for purchase, right? Okay, so we'll do 1, we'll do 2, we'll do 3. We should probably use Burp Suite. We'll do 4. No results found. Do 5. Oh, development package. Nice. So, 5 shows Dennis, why have you blocked these characters? drop username at. Oh, these are all MySQL characters used in SQL commands, right? SQL injection. Maybe. Oh, okay, Rick. So you want me to... Normally I'd use SQLMap and you want me to do this manually. I understand. Okay. I get where you're coming from. So let's do 6. Let's do 7. I'm going to go manually up to 10. I'm not going to go any further. But I can always run a Burp Suite intruder on this a bit later if I need to. Probably could anyway. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And we'll just try ID 0 just to make sure there's nothing there as well. And of course -1 just in case. Huh. Try SQLMap, I dare you. Oh. Does that mean if I do sort of like... Yeah, that sends me here. Got you. Right. As it said, that drop. So it doesn't allow the quotes, it doesn't allow the hash, it doesn't allow the word drop, it doesn't allow this dash, apparently, and then username. So if we think about a SQL statement, right, what we could have is select whatever from whatever table where ID is... Now if it's in quotes where ID, if we enter the number 1, it'll say where ID is 1, right? And if we try and put in one of these quotes, it's blocking us. But if ID is a number, which it seems to be, it might not need the quote. It might just be that. So I should be able to then put or, well, ID 8, because that doesn't exist, or 1 = 1. Because that way I don't need to comment out what's in the rest of the line, because that's probably the end of the... ID is 8 or 1 = 1. That might work, actually. So we'll see if we can do it without quotes. So if I do ID = 8 or 1 = 1, and it doesn't need the comment after it because there's nothing after it in the statement. Price -1, nope. Okay, so this brings up a page. If we do 1 = 2, which never is true, that rhymes, didn't even mean it to be. Mean it to. No results found. Okay, so it is SQL injection. Let me just do that. Okay. So let me talk you through the SQL injection as we're working it. It's looking for ID 8 and that doesn't exist. So it's going to run the OR statement instead. Or 1 = Now if we do ID something which does exist, like ID = 1, we can now start pushing the SQL injection further. So we could put order by 1. And what that will do is if it has like 3 columns in the table, it will order it by the first column. And that seems to be okay. So now we're going to try ordering it by the second column. And now we're going to try ordering it by the third column. And now we're going to try ordering it by the fourth column in the database. And then the fifth. And then the sixth. Okay. So that means there are only 5 columns because it cannot order it by the 6th column. Excuse me. It can't order it by the 6th column because it doesn't exist. We can use order by just fine for 1 to 5, but there is no sixth column in the table. Okay, so now we know that there's 5 columns. So what we're going to do is we need to, it's running its own SQL statement, and if we use union, we should be able to now run our own SQL statement. Select, and we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 5 columns from, I can always look up the table names using my schema, my information schema, but I'm not going into that. I'm going to take a wild guess that if there's a username and password, not that I know where to use them, maybe the table is users. That's generally right, or user. And I generally try users before I do anything else, just as a, just as something to try. So 1 union, select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from users. Let's try that. This works. If I'd have used a different table name like that, table park doesn't exist, but users does exist. Okay, so although, because I don't know the column names, I'm just numbering them, and it's just taking a literal number. Like I could, if you see number 2 here, I could change number 2 to a literal string by putting in this, in theory, and then you see my little literal string goes there instead. But numbers is just the easiest way to do this. Hang on, we've got a 2 in there. We don't want a 2 in there. Okay. Shows, and I just kind of want to do a screenshot of what this shows, because the things it's pulling from the database is then inserted into the page. So whatever's in column 2, which would be the price in the ID table, oh no, it would be the name gold, silver, bronze, is here, and that goes gold, silver, bronze package. And then the price, I think, is in column 3, and then column 5 is how many packages have been sold, and then column 4 is the description. Okay, I don't know what column 1 is though. We can't find that anywhere. So that's okay. We don't need all of them. We just need at least one. So we're going to screenshot this just so we can get. It's not very central. I don't care. So now we can try replacing some of these numbers with column names. It doesn't allow username, does it? Username is blocked, so I can't get the username. However, the username could just be Dennis. But I wonder if from the users table we can get password. I mean, does email exist as well? It could be email address. No, there's no column email. Password. I hate dinos. Very clever. Nice. So we have a username and password here. So it's just pulled the password from directly from the table. And this could be Dennis's password, or it might be not. It might be admin's password. It might be another user, but I can't get the username. It doesn't allow that. So that kind of sucks. Now, the best thing for me to try at this point would be to SSH in with Dennis and I hate dinos. Brilliant. Okay, we've got the first flag. Nice. Cool. I am more than happy with that. We've got our first flag. I've just remembered that there's 3 more. And I guess one of them is when I root. Maybe one of them is if I can change to a different user, perhaps. Let's take a look. So we'll do cat etc password to see the different users in the system. No, there's only MySQL. Maybe now there's a let's try doing MySQL. Maybe there's another one in the database somewhere. Access denied. Okay. Okay, that's not going to happen then. I can't get into the database. Maybe now I should use SQLMap because I have at least managed to, you know, do this, and I think that's what Rick was after. That was quite an easy challenge, but it's good. I think he wants me to start explaining how things work manually, things like SQL injection and stuff. Let's do ls. There's test.sh as well. Let's do lsa. Let's cat everything. So cat root flag 5. What? Why are the 5 flags? Why are there okay. Okay, that's a bit confusing. Okay, fine. So let's cat test.sh by itself, just so I can get that for the here. Who is this owned by? Dennis. So if I just run how is permission denied if it's owned by Dennis? I can hear a weird tapping, it's annoying me. Okay, well, whatever. I'm not too bothered about that. I just need to remember that it's there. It just means that in the root directory is the 5th flag. What else do we have here? So what if we cat the bash history? I know that sort of worked before. Ben, Dennis, Ben. Okay, flag 3. This is tricky. This is tricky. So we've got 2 of the 4 flags, even though one of them here is called flag 5. We've got 2 of the floor flags. I mean, maybe I should just try the other things here. So bash logout. We'll just try it all. Bash rc. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh dear. Okay. Excuse me. Right. There's a cache, profile, and Vim info. So cat profile, cat Vim info, boot group font flag 2, flag 1, flag 4. What is happening? Well, that won't exist because temporary file, that would have been deleted, surely. Besides, it says find 4 flags and we've got flag 1, 2, 3, and 5, so. Okay. So let's just copy that. dot vim info shows. So maybe we can just cat this one. Okay, we've got 3 of the 4 flags. The last one, by the looks of it, is, let me just check the temp directory, because just in case. No, I didn't think so. So I'm guessing there's only like 1, 2, 3, and 5. That's just really odd. That's really odd. Anyway, well, let's root the thing, and then after that, do you know what? I'm just going to take a look at this, just to see what it says, because it does say find 4 flags. I just want to make sure that's not a typo. Oh, so we've got like, okay, so we've got all these questions. Right, so it doesn't matter about that. We're just going to keep looking for what are the contents of the first flag, second flag, third flag. There is no 4th flag, 5th flag. Right, got you. Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to check that. So to say that this is a 90-minute box and we have so far been 26 minutes, right? 26 minutes, and there's still, we just need to root the thing. I don't think we're doing too badly. Okay, so hang on, let's see what's in the previous directory, just in case. Let's see what's in Ubuntu, you see, because okay, now it did say something earlier about a MySQL Prevesc. Not sure about that right now, but what I shall do is get some limpies going, because that's what we like to do. I mean, that could be what Rick meant as well. Do something manually, which you normally do with automation. But I'm taking it as a win because I've done the SQL injection manually, and I'd normally use SQLMap. So I've already passed your challenge, Rick. I mean, I suppose I could. Oh, it's just going to get too awkward if I have to search through everything manually. It's going to take forever. I can, but I'd rather not. What am I doing? I don't need to do sudo. I'm just going to put Python 3 HTTP server. Do you know what the thing is? The things with this, I can just sort of like do that from a previous command. It's just going to speed everything up, isn't it? So do we get HTTP 10 11, I can't remember it. 1014 102.67. Back to this one, aren't we? Okay. So we're going to look for red yellow, but I don't think there'll be any in a hard box which is going to show us red yellow, hack this, you know. We're looking for something to do with MySQL. We had that hint. We've got, oh my god. Hang on, I've seen something red yellow. What was that? Oh, stop doing that. I hate the fact that it does this. I just can't control where I am. Path abuses. Home Dennis is in the path. Home Dennis bin. Interesting. We will definitely come back and look at that. I'm not sure how that's an issue right this second. Oh, right, so I'm just going to wait for that, I think. Dennis may run. Oh, I didn't even check. I didn't even think to check sudo. I'm an idiot. I should always do that first when you got a password. Okay, fine. Sudo L. With no password, Dennis may run user bin scp. If this is all this is, and I can root this, this is going to be the lamest hard system I've ever seen in my life. Instance being terminated. Yay, well done. So once again, TryHackMe is having issues. Ridiculous. But that's okay. We can get straight in via SSH. And whilst that's happening, we are going to go to GTFO bins. And we're going to look for SCP sudo, and then literally I think I can just do that. I mean, if that's all it is, this is going to be a really, really easy system. Another reason to dislike Jurassic Park, I guess. So we wait for the new IP, and then we're going to SSH back into it. This is the beauty of having SSH access. I don't need to go through everything else again. And hopefully TryHackMe will get their act together soon, because it's 2 days in a row that there have been issues. I'm hoping it stays up long enough for me to be able to root this thing and get the last flag, and then it can do whatever it likes, because next up is Hack the Box Friday. Come on. There we go. There we go. Hopefully it's going to stay up long enough this time for me to just run these few commands. I don't even have to run them one at a time. I think I can literally just paste them in right here. Oh, maybe I can't. Huh, maybe it's not that simple. Ambiguous redirect. Okay, let's take a look, see what I'm missing. Oh, I forgot the first line. I'm an idiot. Normally the first line is just an install line and you can ignore it, but obviously in this case that's not true. I misread, my fault. I thought we was actually going to get a bit of a challenge on this hard box. Lol. How lame is that? Cat root flag 5. Whatever. Done. Pathetic. Pathetic. What an easy box. Even doing this SQL manually. Well, that is what it is. It wasn't as bad as some of them I've seen, like expose. Still good on about that. Let's see if we can answer these questions, and if we can't, we're going to have to do a little bit more digging around. Let's see what we have. What is the name of the SQL database serving the shop information? I don't know. I didn't check. I'm assuming it's shop. It's not shop. So, what I'm now going to do, now that we're here, is try, because it did say try SQLMap, I dare you. I wonder if they've got any protection against it. I'm curious more than anything as to what will happen if I use SQLMap on this URL. Actually, it's not this URL, is it? It's changed IP. What is the new IP? I'd be interested to see if there's any protection on this. So let's see. Probably I should do level 2, risk 2, which should really be a default minimum. We'll also do batch and threads 10. How's that? Be interested to see how this is blocked, because it's not able to get the connection right now. Protected by a WAF. Maybe the SQLMap user agent is being blocked. There's a DBMS error found in the HTTP response body. This is really interesting that they're managing to block SQLMap. So maybe this was enforced. Maybe this this manual thing was enforced. So I'm just going to wait for this. I'm actually going to just pause the video and be back if it finds something, because otherwise we could be here for a long time. Okay, I'm back. This is taking a really long time. You can see that it started 8:07. It's now 8:09. It's already been 2.5 minutes, and it's not done much. And it says that it might be vulnerable, might be injectable. But let's answer these questions manually whilst that's running. The name of the SQL database. So now I'm going to go back and do this. ID 1, order by. No, we didn't have order by. Union select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So I've got my RTFM book open. So let me just have a check through. So we could just basically run database, capital. That shows an S in there. Park. Okay. So to answer questions, shows database name is Park. Okay. So that's the first question answered. How many columns does the table have? We know this one. It has 5 because order by 6 failed. What is the system version? Good question. I mean, can we just do version? Okay, what's it looking for? Something Ubuntu something something dot something something. I mean, to be fair, I can always go Ubuntu 16.04. That might be what it's after. Fine. So I could do that from within. Probably not the way it's meant to be done, but I answered the questions without looking it up. The only thing, I just need to remember the database, which obviously I should. I do know, it just slipped my mind. Dennis's password we've got, that's I hate dinos. And then it's just literally the 4 flags. So yeah, okay. Okay, that was easy enough. Simple box. Another very easy box labeled hard. There's not many of those, but they do exist. Flag 3. Flag 2 is here. You thought I was going to cut out by that, didn't you? And then just before we put in this, let's look at the hint. Enumerate your privileges. Yeah, sudo. Fine. So the final flag is here. What do I think of this box? Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's just a bit straightforward, I guess. How's this doing? That's not doing anything. I get you. Use SQLMap ID. Now, what if we change the user, like random user agent? Would that work? Well, what's the option then? I don't know the option. Flush session. Test parameter. Data, random agent. Okay. Would that make any difference? It's found it straight off, look. It's injectable. So you dared me to use SQLMap on the page, and all I did was change the user agent, thinking that it may have been blocked. The default one being blocked, and that was right. Simple. You just add the user agent flag, random agent, easy, and then we can dump the entire database. Password, don't eat me, and I hate dinos. So I wonder who that user is. Dennis. I'm sure I saw another name somewhere, but whatever. You know what? I wonder if that's root's password. It's not root's password. Okay, well I had to check anyway. Had to check. Okay, that's me done. Fun box. Thank you for the challenge, Rick, but you know, it wasn't really much of a challenge. Definitely not a hard box. Easy to medium, I would say, mostly on the easier side. But that's fine if you want to give me that many points for that, then if you wish. Thank you for joining. I appreciate your support, and please visit nethemba.com for all your pen testing needs. See you soon for Hack the Box Friday. Goodbye.